Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Court is in session in cause number 331674. Case is styled the state of Texas versus Elijah Lee Stafford. Mr. Stafford, is that your full name? How you doing, Mr. Stafford? That's good. Mr. Stafford, you're here represented by your attorney, Attorney David Grove. Attorney Grove, how are you doing?
Good, Judge.
And the state is represented by Attorney Ray Shearer. Attorney Shearer, how are you doing?
I'm doing good today.
Mr. Grove, what's your announcement in Mr. Stafford's case?
Judge, I'd like to see if we could get this reset for about a month to see if he may be accepted as a pretrial diversion docket. And I have to, of course, write the letter to the DA's office, but
Pretrial diversion?
yeah,
Yes, sir.
I think it probably would take, I mean, we should be able to have it done relatively quickly.
At least have an answer one way or the other.
Yes, within a month, Judge, I think.
Okay. Okay, well, what we're gonna, I think the next signing date is like September, so we're gonna reset it till the
Okay, yeah,
second week of
Yes, that
September.
makes
Okay.
sense because, yeah, he can't,
Okay,
wouldn't be able to do it. Okay.
okay, this case is gonna be reset to September 12th. Mr. Stafford, your attorney is going to sign for your reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. Mr. Grove, please sign for the reset. Once you sign for the reset, you'll be free to go as well and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Court is in session in cause number 332. Hold on a minute. Ms. Randall, would you please put your mic on mute? Thank you. Okay, the court is back in session in cause number 362. Case is styled the state of Texas versus Eddie Davila Alanis. Mr. Alanis, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How are you doing, Mr. Alanis?
I'm doing good. Judge. How about you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Alanis, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Alanis, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
You may put your hand down. Okay, now, Mr. Atlantis, your attorney of record is Attorney Brennan Mitchell. However, standing in for Attorney Brennan Mitchell is Attorney Kenneth Laverne.
Yes, sir.
Does Attorney Laverne have your permission to stand in for Attorney Brennan Mitchell?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Laverne, how are you doing?
Doing well, Judge. How are you, sir?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Laverne, do you waive a record in Mr.
Yes,
Atlantis case?
yes, we do.
Okay. Mr. Atlantis, I have before me a document that is titled information. This information was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. This information alleges that on or about October 22nd of 2018, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, operating a motor vehicle in a public place, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated. Second, this information further alleges that prior Eddie Davila Alanis, prior to the commission of this offense, that you, Eddie Davila Alanis, on October 18 of 2018, just 4 days before, okay, October 18 of 2018, in County Court at Law Number 2 of Orange County, Texas, in cause number E110528, that you were convicted of the misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated, and that conviction became final prior to the commission of this offense. Is that true or not true?
That's true.
Now, to the charge of driving while intoxicated second, Mr. Alanis, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
Now, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Atlantis, I have another document before me. This document is titled the misdemeanor plea admonishment. It's also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. Mr. Atlantis, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of the same document, Mr. Atlantis, there are a set of initials on a line next to a box that says check guilty. Are these your initials?
Yes, sir.
And did you place these initials here?
Yes, sir. I did.
On page 3 of the same document, there's a signature above the line that's titled defendant. Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
And on the next document, that is titled trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir. It is.
There are 2 boxes that are checked at the top of this document. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The second box states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir. I do.
We have the discovery certification. And Mr. Alanis, he didn't fill out, put his last name on the, he had Eddie Davila. I don't know who filled that out. They were supposed to put Atlantis on.
That was actually me. I did that wrong.
Okay.
My apologies.
Okay, thank you.
My apologies.
Oh, that's fine. Mr. Alanis, I have before me a document that is titled Discovery Certification. You recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Atlantis, prior to signing and initialing all of these documents that I've just mentioned to you, did your attorney, Mr. Laverne, go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir. He did.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct
Yes, sir.
to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Atlantis, are you a citizen of the United States?
No, sir.
What country are you from?
I was born in Mexico.
Mexico is not a mandatory notification. Now, I'm gonna give you a document. It's called, let's see, for foreign nationals from mandatory notification. Okay. At the top of this document is titled English, but then they have 2 sections. One section says for all foreign nationals except those who from mandatory notification countries. So if you're from a mandatory notification country, you would read and sign this here. Mexico is not a mandatory notification country, so you have to read and sign this here and make your choice, okay?
Okay.
And I'll just be in recess, give you and your attorney an opportunity to go over this here document.
I didn't think to get that to him.
Y'all gonna have. Okay, the court is back in session in cause number 322-362, case to style the state of Texas versus Eddie Davila Alanis. Eddie Davila Alanis previously was sworn in. Did we swear him in?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. And Mr. Atlantis entered a plea of guilty to the charge of driving while intoxicated second. And Mr. Atlantis attorney, Mr. Laverne, waived the record in Mr. Atlantis's case. Mr. Atlantis acknowledged that his signatures and initials was on State's Exhibit number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishment. He also acknowledged that his signature was on the misdemeanor plea, the trial court discovery, and the trial court certificate, the trial court certificate of defendant's right of appeal and the discovery certification. Now, going back to the State's Exhibit number 1, on page 1, Mr. Atlantis, at the bottom, the last paragraph on page 1 is titled Citizenship, and it reads, if you are not a U.S. citizen, a plea of guilty or nolo contendere may result in deportation, exclusion from admission, or denial of naturalization under federal law. Do you understand that?
Sure.
Now, do you, did your attorney go over this document with you?
Yes.
Okay. Now, do you still want to go forward with your plea?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have him to initial put his initials by the paragraph that's titled Citizenship.
Thank you.
You are.
Write your initials right here, next to this paragraph. Next to that. The judge.
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Alanis, I have before me another document that's titled for all foreign nationals except those from mandatory notification countries. Mr. Alanis, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled signature?
Yes, sir.
And prior to signing this document, did your attorney Laverne, go over this document with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in this document?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in this document true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir, it is.
And the last sentence is, when asked, do you want us to notify your consular officers at this time? You circled no, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, Attorney Laverne, did you advise Mr. Avila regarding the consequences of pleading guilty as it relates to him possibly being deported, denied naturalization under federal law, or being excluded from admission to this country?
Yes, Judge, if I could put it on the record.
Yes.
That Mr. Alanis's time served plea here and hold was all related to a joint issue, a joint federal hold for ICE. So he has already been working with that agency, and all this stuff was well known to him, and we've explained everything in detail to him, and he's working with ICE. He's been advised, and he says that he's been told through his people that it will not hurt his immigration or his work status at this time. So I just put that on the record that we are aware of it, that we were out front on that.
Okay, is that correct,
Yes,
Mr.
sir. I
Lannis?
got released from ICE custody on April 15th, and they gave me a cancellation of removal.
Okay,
They read these charges, the judge read these charges on the record when I was over.
okay. And now you still want to go forward with your plea?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, let's do this. Now, Mr. Atlantis, prior to signing and initialing all of these documents that we just went over, the mandatory the form that's titled for all foreign nationals except those from mandatory notification countries, the discovery certification, the misdemeanor plea admonishment, the trial court certification, the defendant's right of appeal. Before you sign and initial all of these documents, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1. State, you like to offer States 1?
Yes, sir, state offer states.
Any objections?
No objection, Your Honor.
No objection. State's Exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Attorney Laverne, you've advised and counseled Mr. Lannis. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor. There's no.
Mr. Atlantis, your attorney, Mr. Laverne has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
And your attorney of record, Mr. Attorney Brennan Mitchell, has also advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mr. Atlantis, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
In exchange for the defendant's plea of guilty in this case, the state's recommending confinement in the Jefferson County Jail for a period of 180 days. However, we're asking that the court give him credit for the time he's already spent in jail, which is at least 180 days. And as it relates, essentially making this a time served agreement. And as it relates to the court costs, we're asking that you use that same time he served to tax the entire court cost.
Okay. Mr. Atlantis, the state is offering that you serve 180 days in the Jefferson County Jail, but you will not have to serve any more time in the Jefferson County Jail on this case because you've already served 180 days. Therefore, you will be given credit for time served. The court cost in this case is $557, but you would not have to pay the $557 because the time that you have spent in jail has already paid it off. Therefore, the court costs will be taxed and retired. Mr. Atlantis, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir. I do.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir. I do.
Okay, Mr. Atlantis, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Atlantis, you're gonna stand on the X next to your attorney and you're gonna follow the directions of our court clerk. Once you finish following her directions, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Laverne, once you finish in here, you'll be free to go as well and you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Take
too.
your time, Judge.
Are you welcome? Right here. Right there.
Get your right thumbprint.
Bobby Lee Ruffin, please come forward. Do we have bond conditions? This is cause number 325252. Case is styled the state of Texas versus Bobby Lee Ruffin. Ms. Ruffin, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Ms. Ruffin?
I'm doing okay. And yourself?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Ms. Ruffin. You're here represented by your attorney, Attorney Langston Adams. Attorney Adams, how you doing?
How you doing? Good.
Mr. Adams, what is your announcement in Ms. Ruffin's case?
Judge, I informed Mrs. Ruffin of the probation plea offer 1 year, 90 days over 1 year. And she told me no, that she wasn't gonna take that. plea
Okay.
offer. So just whatever's your next date.
So you would you reset it for trial or what y'all want to do?
Yeah, we can set it on trial document.
Okay,
September 12th.
okay.
Thanks,
Case is
Judge.
reset September 12th, 2022. Ms. Ruffin, your attorney is going to sign for your reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Adams, please
Hold on a
sign
minute.
for the reset.
Wait for me.
Christopher Ray Harris.
He's here.
This is cause number 330002. Case is styled the state of Texas. Do we have bond conditions now? Case is styled the state of Texas versus Christopher Ray Harris. Mr. Harris, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Harris?
All right.
That's good. Mr. Harris, you're here represented by your attorney, Attorney Langston Adams. Attorney Adams, what's your announcement in Mr. Harris' case?
In Mr. Harris' case, I informed him of the offer of 60 days in the county jail. And he told me he
Okay, give me
did
a-
not want. He told me that he did not want.
Okay, so y'all setting it for trial?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on a minute.
Can we do the same day?
Yeah, that's what it is, September 12th. I need to give him some bond conditions too. Yeah. Didn't have none. This is Harris. You can, Chris. Two. So that's 17.
Let me sign.
Yeah, you can go ahead and sign for it.
You got me?
And you can go ahead and make a copy of these bond conditions.
This way.
I have to give you some bond conditions. Yeah, just hold on a minute. I'm just gonna make a copy. And I'm gonna read them to you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna give him some bond conditions.
All right, thank you, Judge.
Okay. Okay. All right.
I call him.
Is there a count?
Once you come get this, okay. That's your bond conditions. This stand right there. I'll go over with you. The document that's just been handed to you is titled Standard Bond Conditions in County Code at Law Number 2, and it reads, following arrest and/or accusation in County Code at Law Number 2 of Jefferson County, Texas, all bond conditions executed for release of any defendant named herein are ordered subject to the following additional conditions. Number 1, the defendant shall commit no offense against the laws of this state, any other state, or of the United States. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir.
Condition number 2, the defendant shall submit to testing for drugs and alcohol at any time as directed by the court. The court may revoke the bond and order the arrest of any defendant who, A, refuses to submit to a test for drugs and alcohol when directed to do so by the court, or B, submit to a test for drugs and alcohol, and the test indicates the presence of drugs or alcohol in the defendant's body. And that's pursuant to the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 17.44 A2 and C2. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir.
Condition number 3, the defendant shall not communicate either directly or indirectly with the alleged victim of the pending offense, and the defendant shall not go near any residence, school, or other location frequented by the alleged victim. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir.
And condition number 4 does not apply to you because that only applies in DWI cases. Your case is not a DWI. Now, Mr. Harris, if you violate any one of these conditions, your bond can be revoked, and if your bond is revoked, you may be arrested and placed in the Jefferson County Jail. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Mr. Harris, you're free to go. Your court date is September 12th of 2022. Stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman, and you have a blessed day.
Okay.
Mr. Cobb, your client, Deja Randall is on Zoom.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ms. Randall, you can take your mic off of mute.
Yes,
Okay, this is cause number 330706. Case is style of State of Texas versus Deja Tracell Randall. Ms. Randall, is that your full name?
yes, sir.
How are you doing, Ms. Randall?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Ms. Randall. You're represented here by your attorney Bruce Cobb, who is appearing in person. Attorney Cobb, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine, Your Honor.
Mr. Cobb, what is your announcement in Ms. Randall's case?
Your Honor, I just received the discovery, and she has not viewed the discovery at all yet, and I need to get her in my office to view the discovery. I probably just need just a little bit more time.
How much time do you need?
Should I get another 30 days?
30? Okay. Give us a reset.
August 5th.
Okay, this case, Ms. Randall is going to be reset to August 5th of 2022. Your attorney will be sent notice of your reset, or he's going to be given a notice of your reset here in court. Stay in contact with your attorney. This case is set again for August 5th, 2022 at 9 a.m. Ms. Randall, you are free to go, and you have a blessed day.
You too. Thank you.
You're welcome. And Mr. Cobb, once you sign for your reset, you'll be free to go as well, and you have a blessed day.
Yes, Your Honor, I'll probably be hanging around.
Okay, we have Mr. Reynolds, Michael Harrell. His client is no longer. Mr. Reynolds,
Yes, Judge.
your client was on Zoom just a little while ago.
Okay, I'm at the jail, Judge,
Right.
and I was gonna I was gonna ask that he be reset on the plea docket. We have an agreement with the prosecutor.
Okay, just see if we can, I guess we need to get him, I don't know what happened, why he was on Zoom like he was in a building or something, and then all of a sudden he just got off of Zoom. Because he was one of the first ones on Zoom. I don't know what happened to him.
Let me see if, all right, let me see if I can call him and get him to
Okay.
get back on.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
All right. This is cause number 323548. Case of style of state of Texas versus Sherman Lynn Barnes. Mr. Barnes, how are you doing?
I'm doing great today.
That's good. Mr. Barnes, I see here there's a note on the,
He's supposed to be signing back on, Judge.
okay, all right, just hold on. We're in a session right now. All right. Now, Mr. Barnes, I see a note here. You're supposed to hire an attorney?
Yes, sir. I'm in contact with Mr. Charles Rojas. I spoke to him yesterday. Last month, I had a staph infection. So
Okay. So how much time do you need to hire Mr. Rojas?
I get a check every 2 weeks. I just started getting one. I got one last week. So I called him and I asked him.
So how much time do you need to hire Mr. Rojas?
Just 30 days. I only got 2 more payments to make to him.
So 30, well, we'll give you 45 days.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so what you're gonna do, you're gonna stand on the 4X in front of our court coordinator, and she's going to reset your case. Once your case is reset, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Your Honor.
Fine. Next case is cause number 326710, case of style of state of Texas versus Robert Lee Donato III. We have Mr. Donato who is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Donato, how are you doing? Mr. Donato, how are you doing?
I can hear you clearly, Your Honor. I don't, my client's supposed to be on Zoom. Maybe he has it muted, stepped away.
Yeah, he must, yeah, because he's been on Zoom since 9 o'clock.
Absolutely. I instructed him to be on at 9. I apologize for my tardiness.
Okay. Yeah, I saw him earlier. Oh, he must be.
Well, I'll just hold, Your Honor. I'll wait.
I see him on here that says connecting to audio. So he probably his audio wasn't connected. There it is. Mr. Donato, how are you doing?
All right, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. Mr. Donato, you represented by your attorney, Mr. James Paget. And
Yes,
Mr. Paget, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Paget, what is your announcement in Mr. Donato's case?
This case will be a plea, Your Honor. There's a fine and court cost offer on the table, and my client is really close at this point to having the full amount of fine and court costs that would satisfy the case. If
So
you
how
would
much
allow us
time?
30 days, this case will be disposed of.
Give us the reset date. August 5th or August 12th, which one is better?
August 12th, Your Honor, I'm free.
Okay, okay, Mr. Donata, your case is gonna be reset to August 12th of 2022. Now, you need to be here in person to take care of.
In
final
person,
court.
absolutely.
And,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Donata, your attorney will be given notice of your reset, stay in contact with your attorney. You'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day.
You too.
And
Thank you,
Mr.
Mr.
Patrick, your reset, I think this is your only case, and your. and
Yes, Your
reset-
Honor.
Your reset will be sent to you. You're free to go as, huh?
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Have a good weekend.
August the what? Oh, Mr. Paget,
Yes, Your Honor.
she's saying that it's gonna be August the 1st. Was that a good?
August the 1st. Okay, hold on. August the 1st is fine. I'm looking at my calendar.
Okay,
It's just the 5th I had a little trouble with, but the first is
okay,
perfect.
okay, August the 1st, okay. Okay, you're free to go and you have a blessed day.
You too, Your
Okay.
Honor. Thank you.
Okay. Next case is cause number 325078. Case is style of State of Texas versus Michael Dwayne Harrell. We have Mr. Harrell appearing via Zoom. Mr. Harrell, how are you doing?
Doing, sir. I'm
Okay.
doing.
And Mr. Harrell, you're here represented by your attorney, Attorney Nathan Reynolds. Attorney
Yes, sir.
Reynolds, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, Judge.
And what's your announcement in Mr. Harrell's case, Mr. Reynolds?
Judge would ask the court place this on the plea docket. Mr. Harrell's out of town, but he will be in on the plea docket, and I believe we have an arrangement worked out with the prosecutor.
Okay, how much time do you need?
I don't know, 30, 60 days. Mr. Harrell, can you make it down in that period of time?
I can.
Okay, we're gonna reset it for 60.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what's that date? The case is gonna be reset to August the 22nd.
Okay.
Harold, your attorney, and your bondsman will be given notice. Stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. Cases, you have to be here in person for August the 22nd. So I mean, August the 26th. What's the matter? Oh, no, it's gonna be August the 22nd of 2022. And so stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. You'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, sir. I'll see you then.
All right, and Mr. Reynolds, this is your last case. Your reset will be sent to you. You're free to go as well and you have a blessed day.
Thank you. Thank you both.
All right. Thank you, Judge.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay. This is. Okay, this is cause number 321286. Case is style of state of Texas versus Jakiron Martez O'Neill Bradley.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Bradley, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Bradley?
Doing good.
That's good. Mr. Bradley, the last time you hear your case was reset to give you an opportunity to hire an attorney?
Yes, sir.
Okay, have you hired that attorney?
My attorney, we always missing each other because he be having to come to court and I be having to work. He just told me to come here today and still y'all give me more time.
Okay, how much time do you need to hire your lawyer?
I don't know. I'll feel over to y'all right now when I leave here.
Okay, what we're gonna do, we're gonna give you 60 days. Okay? So you need to give us a reset.
I'm for sure having 60 days.
Okay. Okay, your case is gonna be reset to August 19th of 2022. You're gonna stand on the far X in front of our court coordinator. She's gonna reset your case. Once you get your case reset, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
Yes, sir. Thank you. You too.
You're welcome.